You know that feeling, right? They're comfy on the sofa, maybe it's getting a bit warm, and you just think, ugh, wish it was cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. The effort of getting up seems huge sometimes.
Exactly. But what if you could just say it? Like, okay, Google, turn the AC to 69 degrees. Turns out that's not science fiction anymore.
Not at all. It's very much reality thanks to smart home integration and these voice-controlled smart thermostats.
So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that smart home integration and specifically how you can control your AC system just, by talking to it.
Right. We want to get past just the command itself. What's actually happening? What's the tech behind it?
And what are the real benefits for you? I mean, convenience, sure, that's obvious, but what about energy savings, comfort? And if you're thinking about getting one, what do you actually need to consider?
And we've looked at some solid sources for this. We've got info from Energy Star. They're big on efficiency.
Oh.
Insights from Trane, a major HVAC player. Practical advice from Hartzell's Heating and Air. Boots on the ground experts. And other resources explaining the voice control part itself.
Great. So let's start with that command. Okay, Google, turn the AC to 69. What actually happens when I say that?
Well, that phrase, or the Siri or Alexa version, it wakes up your smart home assistant. That assistant is linked to your smart thermostat.
So Google Assistant or Alexa hears me first.
Exactly. They catch the request. Then they translate that into a command for the thermostat itself, setting it over your Wi-Fi.
And it's not just setting the temperature, is it? I imagine you can do more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Voice control opens up quite a bit, obviously making it hotter or colder.
Right.
But also switching modes, heating to cooling, cooling to heating. You can ask, what's the temperature in here? Or even check the humidity.
Humidity, too. Interesting.
Yeah, on some models.
Yeah.
And controlling the fan speed, activating schedules you've set up, or telling it you're leaving so it goes into an away mode to save energy. All hands-free.
That hands-free part really is the key, I think. Hands full of groceries, finally sat down after a long day.
It's that immediate access. No finding the remote, no opening an app if you don't want to, just speak.
Now, you mentioned saving energy. That's a big hook for these things. We looked at Energy Star info. What's their take?
Well, Energy Star certification is important because it's independent proof of energy savings potential. And it matters because, think about it, heating and cooling, that can be almost half your yearly energy bill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the average U.S. home, that could be over $900 a year. So optimizing that, it can make a real difference financially.
Okay, over $900, that gets my attention. So what features in these Energy Star thermostats actually help save that money?
Several key things. Remote control is a big one. Got your smartphone, got internet. You can adjust your thermostat from anywhere.
Like if you forgot to change it before leaving for vacation.
Exactly that scenario.
Yeah.
Or just turning it down from work if you know you'll be late. Then there's geofencing.
Geofencing, how does that work?
It uses your phone's location. When it sees you've left a certain area around your home, it automatically adjusts the temperature back. Sets it back to save energy.
Ah, so it knows I'm gone.
Right. And then when it detects you're heading back home, it can start bringing the temperature back to your preferred comfort level.
That's clever. So I don't come home to a freezing or boiling house.
Precisely. Some specific models Energy Star mentions with this are the Emerson Sensing and the Honeywell Home T6 Pro Z-Wave.
Okay, what else?
Some thermostats actually learn your habits. They watch the adjustments you make over time and start building an energy saving schedule automatically. Like it figures out when you're usually asleep or out.
It learns my schedule.
Kind of, yeah. Your temperature preferences and patterns.
Yeah.
And finally, over-the-air updates. These thermostats get software updates automatically, so they get the latest energy-saving features and algorithms without you doing anything.
So they get smarter over time.
Nice. Okay, so if I'm convinced and I want to buy one, what are the absolute must-knows before I click Add to Cart? Compatibility. Number one, absolutely critical. You have to make sure the thermostat you want works with your specific heating and cooling system.
How do I check that?
Most manufacturers have compatibility checkers on their websites. You usually need to know what kind of system you have, maybe look at the wiring on your current thermostat. And Energy Star points out, if you have a really high efficiency system, like 20 SEER AC or higher.
See, that's the efficiency rating, right?
Right. Seasonal energy efficiency ratio. Higher is better. For those top-tier systems, getting a controller from the same company, like a Trane controller for a Trane system, might be the best bet for optimal performance.
Makes sense. They're designed together. What else is crucial?
Wi-Fi. Solid, reliable Wi-Fi is essential. The thermostat needs to talk to your network for remote control, voice commands, updates, all that stuff.
So I need to make sure the spot where the thermostat goes gets a good signal.
Exactly. If it's a weak spot, you might get dropouts, which is frustrating. A Wi-Fi range extender might be needed in some homes.
Okay, compatibility and Wi-Fi. Got it. Now, there are tons of brands out there. Hartzell's, the local experts we looked at, had some recommendations.
I did. Based on their experience with efficiency, usability, customer satisfaction, they highlighted a few. The ecobee SmartThermostat Premium was one.
What's special about the ecobee?
They mentioned its advanced room sensors helps even out temperatures across different rooms. It actually has Alexa and Siri built right in. Great smart home integration generally, air quality monitoring too, and strong energy-saving features.
Room sensors sound useful, especially if one room is always hotter or colder. What about Google's offering?
The Google Nest Learning Thermostat, the third gen, also got high marks from Hartzell's. Known for its learning capability, it programs itself over time.
Ah, the learning feature we talked about.
Yes. Plus, sleek design, it looks good on the wall, user-friendly interface, solid app, energy reports, and it works with a lot of different HVAC systems.
Okay, Nest for learning and looks. Any others?
Honeywell Home T9 Smart Thermostat also uses room sensors, like the ecobee, to target specific areas. Easy touchscreen, good HVAC compatibility, works with the major voice assistants Alexa, Google, Apple HomeKit, reliable scheduling, and geofencing too.
Seems like room sensors are becoming a common theme for better comfort.
It can make a big difference, yeah. Now, Hartzell's is a Trane comfort specialist, so naturally, they recommended the Trane XL824 connected control.
Okay, what about that one?
Obviously, excellent integration if you have a Trane system. It offers remote diagnostics, which is interesting, can help technicians troubleshoot problems, intuitive scheduling, Z-Wave compatibility for connecting other smart home stuff, plus proactive alerts and energy reports.
Remote diagnostics. We should circle back to that. And they're also a Carrier dealer, right?
Correct, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. So for Carrier systems, they recommended the Carrier Infinity Touch Control. Again, optimized for its own brand Carrier Infinity systems. Strong focus on managing humidity and air quality, not just temperature, and remote monitoring through an app.
So it really sounds like matching the thermostat brand to your high-end HVAC system can unlock extra features.
That definitely seems to be the case, especially for Trane and Carrier's premium lines. And looking back at that Energy Star list, you see other specific features popping up too.
Like what?
Well, some Emerson Sensi and Bosch models have humidity sensing built in. Certain Alarm.com and American Standard ones can detect the outside temperature. And some Alarm.com and Honeywell home units even have occupancy sensors.
Occupancy sensors, so it knows if someone is actually in the room.
Yeah, to fine-tune heating or cooling even more, potentially saving energy in unused spaces. Lots of clever tech packed in.
Incredible. Okay, let's zoom in on Trane for a second. As a big manufacturer, what's their philosophy on smart thermostats?
Trane really emphasizes how their smart thermostats integrate with their systems. They focus on remote control for convenience, energy conservation naturally, and that potential for remote diagnostics to streamline service.
And the XL824 was the model Hartzell's liked. From Trane's view, what makes it stand out?
Trane highlights its compatibility with most standard HVAC systems, not just Trane's, though it works best with them. Wi-Fi enabled, of course. The big thing is the built-in Trane diagnostics.
Right, those diagnostics. How do they actually work?
If you, the homeowner, agree to adopt in the thermostat, can send performance data about your HVAC system back to your authorized dealer, like Hartzell's.
Why would I want that?
It can help them spot potential issues sooner, maybe even diagnose problems remotely before they send a technician out. Could save time, maybe even money on service calls. It also has a nice color touchscreen and works through the Trane Home app.
Proactive maintenance, basically. Interesting. Now, back to Hartzell's Heat and Air in Oklahoma. What role do they play for homeowners trying to figure all this out?
As a local Trane comfort specialist, they stress their customer service. They'll install any thermostat you buy, not just the ones they sell, and make sure it's set up right and working with your system. They provide that local expertise and support.
That's good to know you're not on your own. And their specific recommendations for Trane and Carrier come from that specialization.
Exactly. Their deep knowledge of those systems means they can confidently say the Trane XL824 or Carrier Infinity Touch Control are great fits for those respective brands. But they also recognize the ecobee Premium as a really solid, versatile option for many different systems.
And what does being a Trane comfort specialist actually mean? Is it just a title?
No, it's more than that. It means they commit to ongoing training directly with Trane on the latest tech and best practices. They're certified by Trane as being highly skilled with their equipment, focusing on comfort and efficiency. Often their technicians also hold NEAT certification, North American Technician Excellence, which is a respected industry standard. It's
Yeah.
Trane saying, we trust these folks.
Okay, so it's a mark of quality and expertise. Right, let's wrap back to the beginning. That simple voice command. Okay, Google, turn the AC to 69. Can you walk us through the technical steps one more time, just simply?
So you speak, your Google Assistant device hears you. It sends that audio snippet basically up to Google's cloud servers for processing, figuring out what you said.
Gotcha. The cloud figures it out.
Right. Once it understands set thermostat to 69, it sends a digital instruction back down through your home Wi-Fi
To the thermostat.
to the smart thermostat. The thermostat receives that instruction, understands it, and then tells your actual AC unit, okay, time to cool down to 69.
And then the AC kicks on.
Exactly. And often the Google Assistant will even confirm back to you, okay, setting the thermostat to 69 degrees, so you know it worked.
Wow. It sounds complex, but it happens in like seconds.
It's pretty seamless when it works well. Voice recognition, cloud computing, Wi-Fi, smart device communication, all playing together.
All right. So pulling this all together, what are the main things we should take away about voice controlling our AC?
I think the big picture is it's incredibly convenient. Voice control makes managing your home temperature really intuitive and easy.
Definitely the convenience factor.
And beyond that, there's real potential for energy savings, which means lower bills, especially if you choose an Energy Star certified model. Those often come with features like remote control and geofencing that actively save energy.
And remember compatibility.
Absolutely key. Check compatibility with your HVAC system before you buy. And make sure your Wi-Fi signal is strong where the thermostat will live.
Right. And there are good options from brands like ecobee, Nest, Honeywell. And if you have Trane or Carrier systems, their own thermostats are worth a serious look.
Exactly. Lots of choices, each with slightly different strength.
So for you listening, hopefully you've got a much better handle now on how that simple voice command connects to a whole system designed to make your home smarter, more comfortable, and potentially more efficient.
It really does open up possibilities. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, as this tech keeps getting better and integrating more, what else are we going to be controlling with just our voice soon? What new conveniences are just around the corner?